This week we've seen a bunch of development news and insights when it comes to the world of Xplane 12. We've seen a lot of videos released showing the features and where the state of the sim is. So we're going to take an in-depth look at those in this week's video. So let's jump into it. Welcome to another Xplane 12 video. In this video, we take a look at all the flight sim news and development in one video. Before we jump into this week's video, 73% of viewers that watch the Oz Flight Simmer channel are not subscribed. So if that's you and you're an Xplane fan, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when our next Xplane 12 video goes live. This week we've seen a bunch of new videos released by the Xplane 12 man himself, Austin Meyer, showcasing some elements of the sim in its raw format. These videos are a good example of what the current state of the sim is and what Xplane 12 simmers should expect to see when the actual sim is released. Kicking off the first video, it showcases Austin's own real-life aircraft, which is made in the sim, which is the Lance Air Evolution. Yes, this is no new news, we have seen in-sim footage of the aircraft before, but Austin did take us through an in-depth view of the aircraft and some of the performances we should expect to see from the Lance Air. The Evolution has a detailed model of the exterior, right down to the wear and tear, missing the paint on the leading edge, to the highly detailed one-of-a-kind cockpit that was designed for the aircraft by Austin himself. Austin actually made mention that this aircraft is very true to life to how the aircraft flies in real life and also how it looks and feels. In this video, we got a glimpse of the Xplane 12 default runway taxiways, textures, and runway textures, which seem to be improvement from Xplane 11. Even though they were covered with ice, Austin demonstrated how the aircraft interacts with the ice and ice patches on the runway. The torque of the engine was actually sliding the aircraft around. In the same video, we got to see a current state of Xplane 12's clouds and where they're at. Austin did mention this is still working in progress, and features and clouds will continue to have improvements and updates through the life of the sim, and we have seen this in the past when it comes to Xplane 11. It was always in development. He did mention that the sim has no release date yet, but it could be released as a beta version down the line. The new volumetric lighting engine was shown, as well as the video showcased how the sun raises, it bounces off the new 3D clouds, and again this seems to be a vast improvement from the current sim, but again it is not finished yet and it's still a work in progress. Moving on to the second video, and this one showcases another default aircraft for Xplane 12, this being the flagship Airbus A330. Well, we think it's going to be the flagship. Austin discussed the new icing feature in more detail and on the runway and how it behaves. Essentially, it's the same as ice would naturally in reality. As the temperature drops below freezing, puddles of water on runways or taxiways will turn into ice, and then they'll return it back into puddles when the temperature is above freezing. In the Xplane 12, this is visually modeled, as you can see it happening right in front of your eyes, and Austin did mention if you actually sat there with the camera and speeded it through 24 hours, you would see different parts of the day how the runway would freeze and that it would fall as it got during midday and so on. The Airbus A330, from the looks of things, will be a very high detailed rendition of the aircraft. Austin mentions a few things about the aircraft as he did a quick walk around, such as the engine blades will spin at the same speed as it does in its real life counterpart. Different metal textures have been used with a bump mapping to show that the aircraft has been built by aluminium and that it's been painted over. Moving on to the cockpit, which we know we haven't seen too much of in the past videos and teasers. The cockpit interior again is very detailed. Austin mentions that the team have been working on all its emergency procedures, such as hydraulic faults and how the aircraft will automatically pick up those systems and handle them when there is emergency. He said it is very detailed system-wise. The A330 will come with its iconic Eagle Claw landing gear mechanic, and Xplane 12, it's actually modeled in the sim, not just visually. It behaves as the real aircraft lands, compressing the main shock absorber as the first wheel touches down than the others do on the runway. The Airbus control system has been included in the videos, and it was showcased and demonstrated how the aircraft will only allow it to fly the aircraft in its natural envelope of performance, and it cannot be exceeded, such as turns and pitch limits as well, just as the A330 does in real life. Apex Gaming PCs and the Oz Flight Simmer channel have partnered up to create a range of gaming flight simmer PCs tailored to flight simulation pilots in mind. The private pilot and the commercial pilot range has been designed to provide a great frame rates if you are on a budget or if you're an experienced simmer and want to take your simming to the next level. You can even customize to suit your virtual pilot needs. Links in the description below if you want to check out the new range of Oz Flight Simmer PCs, the private pilot and the commercial pilot. The F-14 in the video landed on an aircraft carrier, which was an Xplane 11 carrier that seemed to be ported over. Austin did mention that the team is currently looking at a brand new upgrade to the aircraft carrier, and we'll see that in Xplane 12. All these upgrades of eye candy, as Austin mentioned in Xplane 12, flight mechanics will come first, and we won't see any loss in integrity when it comes to flight mechanics. Austin mentioned that Xplane 12 is known for its true life to flight mechanics. Instead, Xplane 12 we will see actually an improvement of the flight mechanics. Austin has been working on the code himself, and he says he's got a few surprises. In other Xplane development news this week, and this one is officially from the Laminar team, which they dropped the official teaser video of the Cirrus SR22. This came at good timing because I really think it ties the other three videos together. In this video, we see the Cirrus fly over a number of iconic places in the world, showcasing the soundscapes of the world, which included the cockpit of the aircraft and also around the world. Also, we've seen aircraft model textures inside and out of the Cirrus. Also, we've seen the sim dynamics of the new lighting engine, windscreen water effects, icing effects, 3D clouds, ground textures, and basically everything was all put together. We actually saw more of the ground textures than we ever had before in any teaser. In my opinion, the Cirrus teaser video gives us a good understanding of what the product is going to be like on release. Yes, we're going to see more defined roads and clouds and water and things like that, but what this sim will visually mostly depict when it's released, I think this is what we're seeing in this video. There is no release date yet for Xplane 12, but Austin did mention through the videos that there is a few improvements to be done and the sim is still in alpha. But what he did say is that there is a small close testing team around the sim, which is about 120. 100 of those are doing sort of random things and 20 of those actually give feedback directly to Austin himself. But he said we'll see the sim soon. We will leave a link in the description below for all the videos, but be sure to drop back as well if you want to keep up to date with in-depth updates when it comes to Xplane 12 of the development. We'll be doing it on this channel. But if you got this far in the video, please hit the like button if you enjoyed the content, and if you're part of the 73% of people that watch the Oz Flight Simmer channel that aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It is much appreciated. Stick around, we will link another Xplane 12 development video out there. If you like this one, please check out that one. I think you're going to like it as well.